So you've been putting in all this amazing work to improve your English, and you're getting so close to the finish line. But how do you actually turn all that effort into an official certificate? Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk through those final steps together, from your last assessment all the way to sharing your brand new credential with the world. Let's get you certified.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the mid-course checkpoint, just to see where you're at. Then, we're going to tackle the final speaking assessment. That's the key that unlocks your certificate. After that, we'll show you exactly how to get that certificate in your hands and share it online. And finally, we'll talk about what's next for you on your path to fluency.
First stop, the mid-course checkpoint. Now, don't worry, this isn't some big, scary exam. Think of it more like a friendly pit stop in a race. It's just a quick chance to check in on your progress, see what's feeling really solid, and maybe spot what could use just a little more practice.
Really, this whole checkpoint is designed to help you answer that very question for yourself. It's a totally low-pressure way to make sure you've got a good handle on the core ideas from the first 3 modules before you move on to the more advanced stuff. So what are you aiming for here? 70%. Think of that as the magic number, your green light. If you hit that 70% mark, it's a really solid sign that you've built a strong foundation and you are absolutely ready for what's coming next.
So, what's actually in this quiz? It's broken down into 3 key areas. You've got some pronunciation questions to check your listening skills, some vocabulary fill-in-the-blanks to test your word knowledge, and then a few short spoken tasks to bring it all together.
For example, a vocabulary question might look a little something like this. You just see a sentence and fill in the missing word that fits best. See? Pretty straightforward. It's all about using what you've learned in a real-life context.
And for the speaking part, you'll get a simple, super practical prompt like this one. I mean, this is your chance to practice one of the most common things you'll ever have to do. Introduce yourself clearly and, without rambling on.
Now, if you want to really nail this, keep these 3 quick tips in mind. First, always try to speak in full sentences. It's such a good habit to build. Second, give recording yourself a try. Seriously, you'll be amazed at what you notice when you listen back. And finally, challenge yourself to really understand the listening parts on the very first try. That is fantastic training for real conversations. All right, once you've cruised past that checkpoint, you are ready for the main event, the final speaking assessment. This is where you really get to shine, show off everything you've learned, and earn that certificate. So, what's the whole point of this? It's simple, really. This assessment is your big chance to demonstrate just how far you've come. Passing this is the final hurdle that makes you eligible for the official certificate you've been working so hard for. And the tasks themselves are all about things you'd actually do in the real world. You'll start with another brief self-introduction, and then you'll jump into 3 super common situations: ordering food, asking for directions, and telling a quick, simple story. This is useful stuff. Okay, now this is really important because there are no secrets here. This is the exact guide your instructor will use to grade you. Let's break it down. Clarity is all about, can people understand you easily? Fluency is about how smoothly you speak without a ton of long pauses. Vocabulary looks at the range of words you're using, and correctness, that's your grammar. Knowing this ahead of time means you know exactly what to focus on. Getting it submitted is super easy, just a simple 3-step process. First, you record your answers. Then, and this part is so valuable, you're going to listen back and rate yourself using that same rubric. It's an amazing way to train your ear. Finally, you just upload your best recording to the portal. Done. And please, please remember this key piece of advice. What we're really looking for is clear, natural speech, not some kind of robotic perfection. Making a small mistake is totally fine. The real goal here is communication, and it's your progress that truly matters. So once you've submitted your final assessment, it's time for the really fun part. Let's talk about getting that certificate and, just as important, sharing your amazing success with everyone. Your hard work is recognized at 3 different levels. Just by finishing all the course lessons, you earn a certificate of completion. But if you score above 80% on that final assessment, you'll level up to a certificate of merit. And for those who really knock it out of the park with a score over 90%, you'll get a certificate of excellence. An achievement like this is something you should definitely show off. Here's a super simple 4-step way to get it on your professional profile. Just download the PDF, save it, and then upload it right to the licenses and certifications section on your LinkedIn. It's such a great way to show potential employers you're always learning. Then you just write a quick post to celebrate with your network. And hey, if you're staring at the screen not sure what to write, no worries. Feel free to use this template as a starting point. It's a simple, professional, and really nice way to share your great news.
You know, earning your certificate is a huge deal, a major milestone, but it's not the end of the road. Let's chat for a minute about what comes next, because the best speakers know that you're never really done learning. The absolute best way to make your new skills stick is to keep that momentum going. Now that you've got the basics down, you can start diving into more specialized areas. Whether that's getting even more fluent in everyday conversations, learning the language of the workplace with business English, or maybe getting ready for your next big trip with English for travel. Just remember, every single lesson you finish, every conversation you have, it's a small step that brings you closer and closer to fluency. You've come such a long way, and the road ahead is just packed with possibilities. So really, the only question left is, what will your next step